YouTube is live.
What's going on? What's going on? Greetings, man. All the YouTube outlaws. Welcome back. Welcome back. If you had to get a chance, if you missed the show on Thursday, go back. Excellent show, man. Excellent show. We had some guests on there dropping some real knowledge about, the medical and go check it out, man. It's worth it. Anyway, here we are today. We got the Facebook outlaws tuning in. So welcome all our outlaws. Greetings. The People's Network presents Outlaw Radio. I am Outlaw. To teach, listen, and learn, your true transfer engineer. Just a brother with a different perspective out here trying to use my powers for good. Hope you're doing the same thing, man. I got my partners here with me, man. Tell the people something good, bro.
Peace. How y'all doing out there? I hope all is good. I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer.
Yo.
Your holistic health and wellness coach, Kamar Carter.
Yes, sir.
If you need me, call me, 414-92122. I am the one who brings you nature's natural herbs and supplements also.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you get it. This detox is dope, man. I'm going to tell you, it's going to purify your blood. It's going to push the mucus out your body, and it's going to cleanse your liver. I got a lot of other stuff, too. So if you need me, call me.
Hey, sound check.
What's going on, everybody? The People's Network presents Outlaw Radio, the rules of engagement on a Thursday night. We are on late, I understand, but we're in the midst of trying to get some done.
Transition.
In terms of some development. So shout out to KT killing them. If you see him crossing the cameras, because we're putting together a little promo video for what we do here on Outlaw Radio. Welcome to the show. It's your boy Kevin Barnes, the world-class smartass is in the building. The military with a microphone. The mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer, right? I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it. And what we do on Thursday nights is Outlaw Radio, right? So it's just where we get it in. So it's whatever's clever, it's whatever.
That's
like
it.
As long as you're not disrespectful, you can contribute to what we do.
Real talk.
We have an active phone line.
Yeah.
It's 414-239-231. I'm sorry. It's 414-231-9982. So
9982.
Right. We always like to start the show off with shout outs, right?
Yes.
Because we believe in supporting black business. If you have a black business, and because there's grassroots advertising and marketing. So if you have one of those businesses, man, and we'll promote you, we'll put you on, we'll support you. Teamwork makes the dream work. You just got to get with me, man. Inbox me or something. We'll talk financials, if you will. The shout out to 3041 North, 414-810-3131. Milwaukee's only urban country club. They are big supporters of ours.
Our Fonte Chestnut, man, as always, what I'm saying? Brother from another mother, man. And Brother Tough, what I'm saying? Get well, bro. We're still looking for you, man. And so all the people, man, I know I'm missing somebody, so y'all forgive me. But all the people that support us, man, go ahead, bro.
Shout out to Honeybee Save.
Yes,
shout out to Center Street Wellness.
Yeah.
2 places where you can find your nature's natural herbs and supplements.
Right.
Give all 2 people shout out. Give my home Terrell shout out. One who made these Milwaukee shirts, Milwaukee hat. That's my.
I ain't a pro like you.
Go ahead, bro. I also have a YouTube show, which I thought I fixed the camera, but I didn't. So I got to go back and fix it. So I'll be right back.
So when he get up and move, it's usually some engineering stuff going on. When I get up, it's because I got to go to the bathroom.
Right.
You got to understand.
Rules of engagement, we talk about, like, what is that? Because we always have kind of like a engagement. When I look this up, first of all, it's a military thing, but it's basically based on what are the rules of something needs to be handled. How do you behave? There's a code of ethics, if you will, on how to engage an adversary. It's about how you approach situations, right? And so one of the things that I notice is that we have a very serious issue with black men and black women, and we can't come to agreement about anything. But the rules of engagement apply in that regards too, because you just can't do anything. You can't lie, manipulate, cheat, steal, be foul,
Right.
and then it's out of bounds. It's a violation, right? But some people, that's what they do. I like to say accountability all the time.
Right.
So if you're involved in something, if you're doing something, how the stuff open and there's some value to it and there's nobody around, would you take one? Or would you just leave it alone?
Now we're talking about your character.
Well, yeah.
What you do when no one's looking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Versus your reputation, which is what everybody knows
Right,
about.
right.
But, you know, build your character as well.
Yeah, so if I got drama with a cat, then there's rules of engagement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I shouldn't do anything to his kids. I shouldn't do anything to his family. I shouldn't, you know, it's certain things I shouldn't do.
Right.
I shouldn't set him up with the cops.
There's limits.
Right.
You don't put a brother in the system, right? You know what I'm saying? There's limits. But what do you do when cats don't follow the rules?
That's where what Charlie Murphy called them habitual line steppers. Right. This cat just won't do right.
Right.
And, right. And those are the people that we actually have very big in our community, because these are the people that refuse to play by the rules.
And they exist.
Yes, and there's such thing as an antisocial individual. That means he does not observe any social norms or any kind of, like, it's cool for him to stab you in your back. It's cool for him.
I mean, people are moralists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that a word?
It was.
That's all right.
I just made it one. Yeah. It was they
Outlawism. Outlawism.
Yeah. If you want to check it out, it's Google.
Because, you know, I remember back in the day, like when we was coming up, one may get a pass if he was with their kid and their baby mama.
Real talk.
Rules of engagement.
Right.
Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. It was times when one may get that.
But then there's such thing came along as on site.
Right.
Which means if I catch you with your grandmama, I'm unloading. I don't care. She better get her old ass down. And see, that's the rule of the turf. So what I had did is I had broken this down because I talk about man law. Like, because Outlaw Radio is for black men, right? So we talk about man law.
And women.
Well, yeah. Well, women, what is a guy code? There's a G code. Right. There's a street code. And, you know, my man says levels to this shit.
Yes,
so there's unwritten rules that are supposed to apply. Yes. Like the thing that youngsters made popular a few years ago that I had a problem with because I thought it was a fundamental flaw. I ran off on the plug. You kept saying that. And I kept saying, well, that's fraud. That's fraudulent. That's violation. Right. You don't, how you gonna rob your plug? Like, you know what I mean? But even when you do that, whatever comes back on you, you deserved it.
Consequences.
You stuck the plug, man.
Consequences. There's always consequences.
Right. So yeah, man. I want to discuss each one of these. First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat room. We got a lot of people watching.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to OJ. OJ couldn't make it tonight.
What up, OJ?
Shout out to the homie OJ. Yes, sir. OJ. Yes. Because he was supposed to be here to discuss this with us. I don't want people to think he's trying to duck or dodge. It's okay, KT. It's okay. Y'all see the cameraman's going down. But shout out to OJ, and then shout out to them sisters we had on last night.
Yeah.
Kimberly King.
Yeah, they dropped a bomb on us.
That was a great show.
We enjoyed that. We enjoyed you. We learned a lot.
That's a great show. It was a great show.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit more intelligent than what we're about to do tonight. Right? So
wait, I don't know.
It was highbrow. That was a great show. Shout out to them sisters. They came all the way down here from Madison.
They did
to get on the people's network.
Kimberly did. Right?
Yeah, Amber's from here. Yeah.
Let me tell you, and I don't know if y'all picked it up, but the more the show got to going, like, listen, she did a wag.
Her neck got loose.
Right. She spent some time in the hood. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So shout out to them, and shout out to everybody who's come in. I'm supposed to have DC Crowley on Saturday night because the political season is starting to blossom. So it becomes time for me to start bringing candidates in who want to discuss their platforms and their forums. So you're going to notice that we're going to bring some political people in
thank you, bro.
As we move along. So Saturday night, Outlaw Radio, DC Crowley is supposed to be here. I think we are confirmed with DC. I'm just going to, you never know. I don't put all my crates in one barrel.
Tell me, Royal said we had some diversity.
We had some diversity.
It was a good look.
Thank you for noticing.
It was a good look. Because we rarely bring light-skinned people in here. Oh, that's a joke, except for Jason. But I'm okay. I'm back to the background.
I tell you, I'm the blackest light-skinned nigga you know.
Right, I hear you. Right. Hey, 414-231-9982. It's rules of engagement. If you feel some kind of way, if you have an opinion, either with us or against us, let us know. It's 414-231-9982.
9982.
It's Outlaw Radio, the rules of engagement. I wanted to discuss the guy code. Okay, I wanted to discuss the code amongst men and see for men, like there's supposed to be certain things that you just don't do.
You're supposed to be
right, like snaking your homie for his girl, like going behind another man's back. If you want to get at that female, you play it on your own merits. You don't have to come and tell her his business or what he does, or he got a girl, or they live over here.
We all know a nigga like that.
Well, yes, sir. But the rules of engagement have been violated.
Yeah.
Like, you in violation where you at. and you ain't supposed to do that.
What's the punishment?
The whole thing was snitching. The principle, even though people don't really understand what snitching actually is, the whole principle of it is, if we both do something and I don't get caught and you do, you ain't supposed to tell on me. Because you got caught. Right? So
y'all get out the bushes.
Come on out the bushes,
they
man.
caught us now.
They
got us, dog. They got us, dog. See, you violation.
Yeah.
Guy code. It's like guy code when my homeboy got an issue. I'm supposed to be there for my homeboy. I'm supposed to shoot first and ask questions last. If we're in a tight situation, he about to get stomped out. I gotta at least get him out of there and then say, man, what's going on? On the spot, I can't be like, man, what's going on? You know, be fighting or be leaving.
Real talk.
Right. So that's guy code. So certain thing and the one thing that you learn about guy code is you should never put your mouth in another man's business. You have no business speaking on another man's business. You shouldn't be, if you got a guy that got a girl or a wife and he wants to talk to you because he's having problems with her, you let that man vent and you listen. And you say, hey man, I got you, bro.
And then don't call her, right? Like
or even when him and her make up and they getting along, then you come back, man, I thought you was gonna break up with her. Like for who? You? Like,
why is that your business still, nigga?
I thought you supposed to support.
Be a shoulder, nigga, and shut up.
Right. So it's just guy code, man, and that is for whatever it's worth. There's, I guess now we are learning that there's a lot of misogyny mixed up in that. But they said toxic masculinity. They said
no such thing.
The rape culture is what they called it at one point.
You mean Catholicism?
Well, no, this is a popular opinion. This is a popular opinion.
I thought you were talking about the church.
Nah, so I mean that too. But so you got to be objective and subjective. But as a man, I think you really have to know that man code. And one of our problems is we don't have enough men in the community who teach the youngsters the code.
Right.
Because like even with the street thing, there used to be what they call honor amongst thieves. Right. Well said.
Yes,
we all out here. It's all crime. We all, certain shit you don't do. Then cats just became wire wearers and,
but I think
robbing and stealing and most of the action in the dope game where our cats get shot, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's about robbery. It's because there's really usually no more territorial beats like that because that's gonna make the block hot.
Hey man, I think it began the way they talk to each other.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because see, they don't talk to each other. Another thing that we didn't do back then. Wasn't no bitch ass nigga this, bitch ass nigga that, whole ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't none of that back then. But now you see it all the time. You hear them talking all the time. Oh, shut up, old bitch ass nigga, soft ass nigga.
Right.
And let me tell you,
if I felt like this about my homie, I wouldn't be around.
But that's new for us, because black women be calling each other bitches and hoes all the time.
And then that's some more shit.
Well, no, on some real shit, even in their cliques, like they bitch, and they cool with it. Like,
well, I like for some sisters to call in because just like there's guy code, there's girls code.
It has to be. We can't speak on it.
I mean, I know it was a point in time where women wasn't kicking it like that. Like my mama didn't have no friends. They wasn't talking about, oh, bitch, shut up.
Bitch, those fighting words.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
My mama didn't be kicking like that.
Right. If you don't realize anything, we dedicated the show last night to sisters, and it was all about the relationship or the lack thereof that black men and black women now they want to pit us against each other, and it's a popular narrative. And we both running for the hills talking about, because the one thing I see sisters pull out, and y'all got to hold this L, sisters. And I love y'all, but y'all got to hold this L. I see sisters talking about, see, that's why I'm going to get me a white man. Oh, yeah, I just go get me a white man. If you think in your
head. Who you trying to hurt?
Well,
first and foremost.
Well, if you think white people don't,
because that's what it is. Like, hey, we're the same shit or worse.
Worse. You'll bury your motherfucking ass in the backyard and be on TV. Motherfucker think they're gonna hurt you by killing it, right? You know what I'm saying? It is gonna hurt, but you know what? I'm gonna laugh again.
Yeah.
You're not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's counterproductive.
Shout out to my Uncle Clint Mallett who's watching the show. I don't even know how Uncle Clint found the show, but he's watching. So shout out to my uncle, man.
Please,
right. Yes, right, man. Right, and he's a triple OG, quadruple OG. So that's my uncle. 423-19982. We want the sisters to like call in, tell us what you agree with, tell us what you disagree with. Because the one thing, and I only wanted to bring this, and look, for all the people who think maybe OJ's ducking, OJ, but we had a show last week that went crazy. Matter of fact, the last 2 weeks, our numbers in general have been. So we got love from y'all. We appreciate
We love y'all.
So keep sharing the show, right?
The love is real.
We love that. So, but it went crazy, but it was offensive to some, and you got to go back and watch the show. I'm not gonna tell you. You got to go back and watch it. But it initiated. It is what it is.
Well,
I ain't do nothing wrong.
And some came with some personal information.
It was a lot. It was way deeper, and I kind of fell in that hole because I was playing around, and I thought it was funny.
Me too.
When you watch it back, you say, "Wait a minute,
wait, yeah." There was some real stuff going on,
okay.
And I think it depends on where you're from, right? And so I wanted to ask you brothers this, because this was something all did that, right? But now we in our late 30s, we in our 40s, some 50s.
When they late 30s,
some 50s. Right, I'm just saying 40 something. But I'm just saying that we still on that. You still trying to pimp hoes?
Right.
Really? That's what you're trying to do?
Hey, look.
I'm asking. Is that what we're doing?
It's the same. No, that's not what we're doing. First, let me ask him to think the same as he did when he was 20. You know what I'm saying? Wasted 20 years of his life.
But I also hear
the party got in sometime.
But we had some people in the chat room was like, yeah, nigga, he pimped the hoes. You know what I'm saying? He got the money.
Well, nobody really came in and said that. I didn't see it.
Okay. It was a lot. Like,
I didn't see nobody say he pimped her. I didn't see
that. Was over 24 hours worth of comments.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, so I'm sure we
people still commenting. That was
it was someone that doubled down on it, like, yeah, you know, we still doing the pimping the whole shit in the black, and we in the same on the other side of our face. Don't get on the mic and talk about the black family.
But also too, I think once again, I still identify with that because that's a part of me. Them streets, them grimy streets. People say it's in you, it ain't on you. So if there are some people. There are some individuals that's just born into that, and that's the game and just the way it plays out. There's some people who just gonna live that life, and I'm not gonna tell that brother, "Oh, you a coon or you a sellout or whatever," but as long as he don't interfere with mine. Like, so if his new prospect is my daughter, that's when you get the pistol put in his mouth.
But why?
Rules of engagement.
But I'm saying, why do you wait until it's your daughter? You know what I'm saying? Why do we, if it takes a village, right? You know what I'm saying? And we're supposed to be down for one another. Why do you wait until it has to happen to you when you see wrong being done to your neighbor?
I'll tell you what. And you see, and you know this is mine. And you know this is my daughter. And you still do that, then you violated the rules of engagement. That's why I'm going and get one of my kids, and we're gonna come back and see you. Because you have violated. Now, if you just a cat off the street and you catch her, I need to put the work in her and be like, I know this dude.
Yes.
You gotta stay away from this dude. But if it's because you crossed the line,
would you approve of your daughter dating somebody like you?
I think it's inevitable. I think because first of all, I've been her father, so I wasn't absent, so it couldn't help but rub off on her.
Right.
So of course. Some of her greatest memories as a child I'm involved in them.
Right.
So when she goes out here guy shopping, that dude who kind of mirrors that, yeah, I can see that happen. I also believe in God having a great sense of humor.
Listen,
so
if you think you don't.
Yeah, so yeah, but one thing I would tell her and one thing I would tell him is that for her, I would say you have to be smart. You have to be smart and you have to never let anybody devalue you. But what I tell him is you got to understand this is my only daughter, little dog. And I hold her down and I got to file a give. So when you cross that line, you want to be a habitual line stepper, I will be too.
For me, when we talking about it, wrong is wrong.
Okay.
Right. Wrong ain't only wrong if it happens to my daughter. Wrong is wrong. Right. If we just talking, and you're right. And I'm not gonna step in nobody's to my daughter or his daughter or your daughter. If you're doing wrong, you fucking doing wrong. Now here's the thing: a real man can admit when he's wrong. One of the 3 hardest things it is for a man to say is I'm sorry.
And you know, and that's the thing right there. Most men ain't
help me
too. Okay.
Help me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
I'm done.
Okay, it's not, but I can't think of that. But my point is, but when somebody shows you your flaw, you double down on it instead of just saying I made a mistake.
You know what I mean?
No.
No, because you know men don't like
the thing is now that is, you know, boys don't listen to men as far as how to be men no more. You know what I'm saying? So they never evolve into men.
But we got men saying
until way late in their life. You know what I'm saying? And straightening shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Progress is a slow process. It's a number you can call to kind of represent on the show. This is why I put the phone line in so it can be interactive. I did a lot of like some crazy stuff happened this week. We talked about the vaccinations and the bills that's in our legislation and process of being legislated right now. We're gonna talk about that with DC Crowley if he comes Saturday night. But one of the biggest things that happened, Eminem released the album, right? Like, so if you like a rap person, this is a big deal, right? Like Eminem released the album, and the thing was dressing this person and that person. Now, as good as Eminem can rap, there's no Vaseline on there. There's no ether on there. There's no them up on there. There's no super ugly on there. There's no, none of those pivotal rap songs where you couldn't even rap after that. Like Dollars and Cents. There's no The Bridge is Over. Criminal Minded. Not Criminal Minded, but The Bridge is Over. There's nothing on the level in terms of dissing on there. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons why is because the competition ain't there. Because rap, let's talk about rap. Rap is like so watered down now.
Right. Rap was all about teaching and having a party though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was about being together.
Yeah, but it was still MCs who said I'm better than you.
Yeah. Me and my DJ is better than you and your DJ.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what hip hop was all about at one point.
When it was on the street.
Get your style better than the cats you done defeated.
Oh, you so it was drunk and
right. You see what I'm saying?
The 5 deadly venoms on their ass, right? You know what I'm saying? No, but hip hop right now it's not. First of all, we have a certain group of people that still are under the mindset that hip hop is still ruled by black people.
Ruled by black people.
Governed,
owned,
whatever the word. Listen. We don't pick the songs. We don't pick the artists that sign, to the major labels. We don't do the promotion. I'm saying we listen. So anybody that gets mad, like a cardboard box and hip hop and the boom, that was hip hop. Hip hop is corporate now. You got to understand that.
Well, when Mos Def made the song, he said, "Old white Jews is running this rap shit." Remember they took Jay-Z's Take Off the Beat?
Hey,
Mos Def not rapping is a detriment.
It's real. So I love hip hop, but not in the state that it's in right now. There are always exceptions, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, this mumble ass bullshit is garbage.
Well, you too old to understand.
Okay, or that.
Right. Look,
I'm proud to be old. I'm trying to get over it.
Tammy Royal is going in. She's going to get the award for most aggressive chatter tonight. We're going to invite you, Tammy, to call in. Because if we cover a topic and we move on, but you still want to go back to where we was, we'll go back there with you, right?
Either call in or correct. Come on the show. We welcome.
No, she 414-231-9982.
She's in the chat room somewhere. I'll do it again.
She lighting it up. I see.
Yeah, she's in there. She's a supporter. So welcome to the show.
Love.
I was giving the sisters last night. The dad said, "Don't just be giving out Outlaw patches to everybody."
I love that you
listen, man. It's all inclusive, man. This is a rainbow tribe, right?
Yeah,
man. So we if you got an opinion and you strong
enough. Well, hold on, wait.
Out,
you said rainbow?
Yeah, man. Because anybody, look, we have
that means something else these days.
Yeah. If that's where you at, I don't even I don't think in them terms. So they didn't take the rainbow from me.
I just don't want you to be like at Pride Fest and shit.
I tell you what, wait on me to pull up at Pride Fest and give out Outlaw Radio stickers. If you think I'm gay, right? Give me a hard time. See how easy it is to slip into that boy?
This is my guy.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm telling you,
I love these brothers, man. No homo. These my guys. These some real dudes, man. Real dudes.
No, but so Eminem made this album, and my personal opinion is that it's typical Eminem. Your subject matter still. Nobody's taking your lyrical abilities away from you. Nobody could. You have a God-given gift to spit. You are a rapper's rapper. You are. You are acknowledged by some of the greatest to ever do it as a great rapper. Relate to your music, it's non-existent.
I can't even argue.
We don't. Your album wise. Now I could go somewhere. If Eminem up on the stage rapping live, I'm gonna be the first dude in the crowd. Like, man, that white boy spitting, ain't he? But when he make a song and start talking about popping pills and being on the LSD trip and my daughter, I'm gonna rape your moms and screw your grandma. Like I'm sitting there.
I can't fuck with it.
Somebody get this white boy off the stage. Man.
I can see, brother. You are absolutely right.
So no, Tammy Rose said M is trash.
Listen, when it comes to what you just said, you're right.
One of these brothers to kind of hit the town and get our connects for our hoodies and our rate cards.
Why I gotta be one or the other? Why we all?
Because Bull be at broccoli fest and asparagus.
Right.
Bull be somewhere with mushrooms and organic. I'll let you boy. And turning down nothing but my collar.
We would actually connect with somebody in the community who popping, you know what I mean, and collab.
I know who it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You heard him, right?
What it is. Rules of engagement, right? They like see
Hey,
videos.
hey,
You want me to shoot out a couple names and see if they gay or
No. That's actually a
here's the
joke.
thing.
I don't have no beef with no people who make T-shirts.
Well,
That's just a joke.
Right.
You
know what I mean?
You sure?
I'll let you know when we walk in there.
And not only that, you know what I mean? I only fuck with people with good energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we only love black people
Who love black
who
people.
love black people. Hello,
Yeah,
somebody.
So it's rules of engagement. It's us really just trying to discuss, you know, how we handle ourselves, because it's so important for us to understand that karma is a bitch. Karma is one of them things where you don't never see her coming, right? And you could be out here doing dirt forever, but then you'll wonder one day why everything in your life is so screwed up.
Why me?
Right. And that's what's my baby ain't never
Why me?
Free little man. Well, don't free little man if he shot 7 people. Little man asked me to be up north. I'm trying to get to work.
Because somebody boy ain't gonna breathe again.
Right. Well, you never know, right? So yeah. And that's the way you got to structure. So we talk about code. That's why I wanted some sisters to call in and tell us what is girl code. Because I seen a lot of women supporting the argument for what was going on with the OJ thing, right? I seen a lot of them. He didn't take it. He asked her for something. She gave it to him. It didn't work out like she wanted it to. Now she's angry and upset. And the only thing I seen that the sister really said was that he didn't want to spend Valentine's Day.
That's what she said at first.
And she said that on the phone too.
That specifically. I would rather talk more general because that's that brother's business. And we just got finished talking. And if he was here to defend himself, yeah, it's a different. But we can talk generally about, you know.
It was so crazy though, because I had people who was really like inboxing me, like put him off the show.
Yeah, no.
Like
no, we're not gonna do that. No,
your brand is stained by this. I'm like, I didn't say the shit. My brand stained.
Right.
Listen,
the views and opinions expressed on Outlaw Radio are solely
on the abide by girl code. Well, come on, tell us what you.
We don't even know what the girl code is.
Tell us what your code. Tell us what your code is, because that might need to be the girl code. So tell us what your code is.
We know Millie Queen is out there. Y'all gonna piss Millie Queen off. She gonna call in.
But that's all right. We welcome.
She gonna call.
Yeah.
All trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when the codes differ. Okay, so you grew up in a particular gang culture, yes, right? So there was a gang code, right? That was different from probably your father and what he had as a black man code and different. So what happens when you're trying to do the right thing, but the codes are different?
Well, I always say, circumstances dictate situations. So, like what you speak, me personally, it's just me. That's why I open up a phone line.
Yes,
so
sir.
If how you see it differs, then you let me know.
Give us your experience. Yeah.
Everything that happened and the way I felt about certain situations was based on what happened to me. It was based on what my understanding was. It wasn't necessarily what somebody told me.
Right.
It was what I saw.
Yes, sir.
It was me establishing my own reality.
Well, how it should be.
So I reacted accordingly, because there was a time when we were coming up where you had one of two choices. Either you get with the right people or you stay your ass in the house.
But somebody told you we do this or we don't do this, right? Like it was a friend, an OG, if it was somebody pulled you to the side and said, man, this is cool, that ain't cool. Yes?
Yeah. Well, yeah, in that regard, but who you affiliate yourself with, it was like I learned that by seeing who would do what.
Right.
So those who's always running from it, not running towards it.
Okay.
Those dudes who's always trying to talk when it was time to get down. Those dudes who didn't even have respect in the streets from other cats. I knew it was, like you said, OG's taught me, that's who you don't want to be with. Be with
what hip hop song?
What else? Of course, you know who that is.
No, I'm asking.
That's the GOAT. That's the real GOAT right there. And he didn't say it. Mo Preem said it.
No, it was a sample, right?
It was Mo Preem who said it at the beginning of the song.
Okay,
that was Mo Preem.
What song? Help the people.
That is, if I die tonight, it was On Me Against the World. That's how the album starts. If I die tonight.
I say help the people. I wanted to know too. Go ahead.
No, so I'm just saying that all these kinds of, like, even in your family, like the reason our parents took us to church, the reason why they made us go to the Easter program.
They didn't know no better.
Well, they wanted to teach us a code of a morality. They wanted to try to teach you right from wrong. They wanted for you to be able to make decisions, like you just said earlier, to try and do the right thing, right? I take you to church every Sunday. You know the Lord don't like that. But it turns out God don't like ugly. That's not actually in the Bible.
not at all.
That's what black people say. We believe that to be true.
Cleanliness is next to godliness. That's some more made up shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. The one thing that I can say that's good about religion. The one thing that I can say that's good about religion, it did come with a moral code. So when you talk about the Ten Commandments, ultimately it's plagiarized, but it is wrong to kill. It is wrong to steal. We should, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things we should do. So even that people go to church, if I disagree with church, that is the one thing that you may be getting on an elementary basis is simple a moral compass.
Yes.
I could dig that.
So you know, maybe we'd be better served if we all had codes. Maybe if we still kind of paid attention to some of these codes. Maybe if there was some structure. And I hear a lot of brothers from the streets say the problem with the streets now is that there's no structure. Like even in the city of Chicago, like you were told not to do this or to do that by certain individuals, and if you didn't do it, you got violated. Right? It was just it was a structure to it, was a code. Now we don't have those. There's really no. I think right now we have a lot of young men who emulate other young men. Like they see you with this, they're gonna wear it. They hear you listening to this, they're gonna listen to it. They never come and say, "Nah, this is mine. This is how I do it." Like they, and the ones that do usually find somebody who can make beats on YouTube and become rappers. They're not lyricists. Right. They just know how to, put their own little twist on things. So,
just my thing is just be your own person, right? I'm gonna tell you, for me, and I'm weird, right? Okay, so but that's what's up. So when everybody's doing something, I'm not gonna do it. Man, you know what I mean? Yeah, when everybody is doing something, that turns me off.
Man, you know, when I started kicking it like that, that's when my life started changing.
Yes, sir.
Millie Queen is snapping as usual. She said the black code, and I was going to get to the black code.
She said the slave code.
Right, but she said we should only be following the black code. Then she said
conflicting code.
Nate Sheed said, "What's the phone number? It's
414-231-9982."
Tommy Royal wrote it, typed it in already.
Come on. So let's talk about the black code. Let's talk about the unwritten rules of being a black person.
If there's such a thing, or how many black codes are there?
Well, there's unwritten rules about being a black person, right? Like so. Remember
writing them
back in the days, like if you walked in a black person's house and they had new carpet, what did you have to do?
Take your shoes.
It's not written down anywhere, but you just knew. Oh, they got new carpet. You take your shoes off.
But do you go back far enough where if you was walking by a church, you put your cigarette out?
Or took your hat off.
You took your hat off.
Right.
Now niggas would break in a church and steal some cigarettes in a hat. You know what I mean?
I never knew about none of that.
Really?
Walking past the church and taking the hat off.
I'm a PK. I know you know.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Yeah. Well, these are once again I'm talking about black codes.
Long time ago.
One black code was. You remember when we were young? There was a little chant we used to do. That was what we said amongst us. When we say power to the people, we will say, this is us against the world. You don't choose outside of this. We don't put our business.
How long ago was that, brother?
Well, these are what I'm. If people have other black codes, please feel free to contribute. These like as I was growing up, my mother, who was a Southerner, kind of imparted these black codes into me and said a black man ain't supposed to do this. Like my father's thing about black men is you ain't supposed to be smiling and laughing all the time. And he would always tell us, we be laughing at, especially if he didn't know the joke, it would piss him off. What the fuck is you laughing at? And me and my brother be standing there like, well, we just kids. We laughing.
He was like, you laughing like some girls. He didn't like that.
Right. He say, if you the only kind of man that's grinning and giggling all the time is either retarded or he's a sissy. And we used to be like, damn.
Listen, there's a man code, right? That believes that shit for real.
I'm trying to tell you, man. I mean, it's just like telling on each other. Like we used to get called a tattletale. This is long before the law got involved.
Yeah, right.
And when you was little, you came home and told everything, you couldn't go nowhere with nobody. You say, why? Because you a tattletale. Yeah. You tell everything, so you stay your ass here.
Hey, even the parents got upset.
Answer the phone! Answer the phone!
Hey, look, I was trying to get something in right quick.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I almost missed the cue.
That's your shit.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hey, you live on Outlaw Radio. Who's this?
You got Nate Sheed, man.
What's going on, brother?
You got it, my brother. Just drop that A on that, and then you got it right. But Black Power, family.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, my brother?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, let me
Please.
You know, the thing about us as human beings, especially as black people, we know the difference between right and wrong. That's the fucking code. You know, at the end of the day, everything else that our family teaches us, our parents, the elderly, and all of that, those are principles basically which they breaking down to us. It's a better way to do whatever you do.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At the end of the day, for us as a people, where we lose out at, we don't have no loyalty no more.
Oh, real
We
talk.
don't have a loyalty to anything. We don't have respect for each other. Therefore, no matter what written code is out there, what anybody claims to be a code, how can you maintain it? If you lie to me, if you steal from me, then you'll kill me. At the end of the day, everybody else out there, whatever code they got, they are loyal to their race. That's why they on top the way they are.
Hello,
That's
somebody.
why they maintain the way they came.
Okay.
And we need to get back. We need to get back to what's internally in all of us. We know right from wrong.
Okay.
You know when you're doing something bad. You know that there's consequences getting ready to come behind.
It's innate.
Now,
I agree.
Like I said, we get back to the day when, hey, when you walk down the street, I know you as being a human being. We don't even look at each other like being human beings. So how can we maintain the code? You can't, because you're going against nature. And we keep going against nature, and we ain't gonna never win like that.
Brother, what's the solution?
The solution that it's time out for all this nonsense that we see. Because we are not going to change anything until we individually resolve in ourselves that change is necessary.
Right.
I'm tired of something.
Right.
Talk about it, brother. Yes, sir.
I'm going through all the things that I'm going through. I'm tired about girls out here coming up missing, being raped.
I'm tired that we
we
let it happen. We keep letting it happen. I'm with you, brother. Yes, sir.
Keep letting it happen.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm a part of the Black Panther Party. I know the history of my party. I know the history of my ancestors.
Boots to the ground. Yes, sir.
They handle their business. We don't do that no more.
What city you in?
The party can't be, the Black Panther Party today is on no level that it was when those guys created that back in. We can't be everywhere at once.
Exactly.
We need to step up as men and handle our business.
Yes, sir.
If that means that you're gonna have to go sit, you don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
You have to go up the river and go sit. Either we win or we ain't.
Now you said you a Panther. What city you in?
I'm in St. Louis.
Okay, you're in St. Louis. Okay, so we know right now that because we actually have a Panther party here in Milwaukee, and there's Panther parties that have sprung up all around the country, and just hearing you speak, and you know,
that is correct.
Right. So but then there was a centralized leadership. There was this is it. This is how you get the charter. These are the things you are required to have in order to represent what we're doing. There's now, I mean, back then, but I think now you have more Panther satellites because, like, I know in Texas they have the Panther Party but they say they're the Huey P. Newton Gun Club.
Gun Club, yeah.
Right, so they represent carrying the firearms.
That's the whole congestion of combining or allowing all of these groups to come up under that umbrella, and you don't have a centralized committee that is directing things across the nation.
Yes.
You got all of these. I know you're talking about King Rick up there in Milwaukee. He does an excellent job handling the business that he handles.
Yes, sir.
But the thing is, with all of these different groups, everybody you can have your own ideology.
Yes, you can.
Have your own platform that you work on in your particular areas because each community requires a different service to the community.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the day, all of us groups should be together under one umbrella with one objective, handling the most major issues that we're being affected by in all of our communities.
Yes.
And we don't have that right now, to your point.
And I want to say this, too, because shout out to the Panthers here. I was involved with them for a very long time. There's nothing but love over there in terms of what goes on, just different philosophical paths and whatnot. But I do in-depth credit. I give them power. I say shout out to them. But my problem is that it is not centralized. Like, my problem is that there should be like, we should strike a mighty blow together. Everybody represents something very powerful, because the spirit of Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale and what they originally wanted to do is the most beautiful thing that ever happened to Black people. The effort to try and say, hey, let's protect us. Let's do for ourselves. Let's our own poor. Let's protect our own community. Let's police our own selves is a beautiful idea.
But you know what stops that?
I don't know.
Another code.
Oh, okay.
Right?
A new code.
Another. No, it's not new. This. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
But you know what? I don't think it's really a code. It's people out here that's looking out for their own self-interest.
But what derails that?
That it's you know, it's money to be made.
Yes, I was waiting for somebody to say it.
To exploit the people
versus
actually providing a service.
Exploiting the people. Yes.
Put it out there just like it is. Okay, I don't play about this.
Right.
You know, because my thing is, you know, if you say that you love your people and you are willing to sacrifice understanding the background, the history that people have died for this.
Still in jail.
Or languishing in prison.
Still in jail. Political prisoners.
Exactly the same thing. If you ain't about that, get out of it, because you're in the way.
Right. Okay.
my thing, and let me tell you this. My thing on this here, we have some assets out there that we are not taking advantage of.
Okay.
We've got some political prisoners who are still locked away and languishing in jails, and they should have been out a long time ago.
Right.
These brothers have a wealth of knowledge. We're not even supporting them the way that we should. You got Dr. Matul Shakur, who's going through a life-threatening bone marrow cancer right now. He needs support. You got Amon Jamil.
That's right. Antoine Brown.
Speak, brother. Yeah.
He needs support.
Yes.
To come up with his big fight to try to get away.
Yes, sir.
These are our elders, and if you don't respect your elders, you don't respect the common people that's out here in the community.
Okay.
Because they put it in.
All right.
They lost their families. They can't go to the refrigerator like we can. They can't go around the block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And these brothers suffer. But like I said, if we as a community understood that what affects you affects me.
Hello.
If you ain't free, I ain't free.
Hello.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, we have a responsibility to the individuals who gave it up before. Because none of us attained this.
Right.
Died and bled for it.
Somebody else did.
Down the line,
We were the recipients of
like I
it.
say, some things that we have to correct. But until the individuals who are in place now in these leadership label, and let's figure this out.
Well, my brother, I want to say this to you.
Across the community, this needs to be across the country in all our communities. We can do it, but until we, the so-called leaders, actually do that, we're never going to have the support of the people the way that the Panthers of old had.
Ooh.
First of all, shout out to Millie Queen, because I know that sister goes hard for us. And I check out y'all show. I share the show, the Black Panther Corner. I share it. I used to do my show and talk. So I still have my page. So Chocolate City, I made sure I liked and followed y'all show. That was the name of our show on Blog Talk.
We appreciate that. Like I say, General Millie Queen is, I'm telling you, man, she's the fire. She brings the fire. Like we say, we try to go out here and we find individuals like Outlaw.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you got some success, brother, I'm happy for you. I need to get like you.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to hate on you. And see, that's the other issue that we have as a people. Like I said, right from wrong. We know what it is.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Black man ain't got no more than you got.
Hey, man. Millie Queen's gonna be getting an Outlaw hoodie. I might have to mess around and throw one in there for you too.
Let me tell you, my brother. Listen, I missed the name at the beginning, but I want to say this was an A+ phone call, man. Feel free to call in and give us some more of that knowledge anytime, bro.
All right, man.
But Will, and like I say, much respect to you, brothers. I appreciate the show.
Yes.
You know, like I say, much success. You know, I wish the best for all of y'all. Keep maintaining. You know, keep bringing this information to the people. My brother that talks about the health issues and all of that, and eating right and all of that. We need all of that information in our community.
Yes, sir.
Our people need to change who we are.
Hey.
And we can't wait for Yoruba to do it for us.
All right, bro.
We're gonna be dead.
Man, You make sure don't be a stranger, brother. Don't be a stranger, man. That's the shit. Yeah.
Peace, peace.
To the people, my brother.
Yes, sir. Now, I did want to speak, though.
Okay, go ahead.
On some of the things that the brother talked about, like, because one of the codes that we got, and some of the things that's fucking up, even some of our grassroots organization, is the code of the bag.
The code of the bag.
Money and pussy.
Ooh. Okay.
See what I'm saying? So we got leaders that get entrapped and entangled in their quest for money and ass.
Okay.
And they sell out their own people for it, right? You see what I'm saying? So and real talk, that's some people's code.
Right.
Money is their religion. Right. Money is their God. They will sell you and your people out.
And
whatever it takes.
That's right. You're right too. You know what I mean? That's
some of our leaders.
That's this whole Western culture.
Right.
Traditionally, you know, their mind set together already when they got to them places.
Yes, sir.
So they wouldn't fall prey to all that type of shit.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean?
Training.
And then again, another reason why I say, okay, if we're gonna have some politicians out here, we need to get some politicians that we can groom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Into what we want.
How about some brothers, right? who play in politics, because once you become a politician, you're a professional liar.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we need some brothers.
That's paranoid at all.
I feel like I know a big secret.
If you're a good politician, you're a good liar.
Hey, 414, somebody asked for the number. 414-231-9982. It's Outlaw Radio. It's rules of engagement. And what we were talking about is just all these different kind of codes and unwritten. This is like, you know, selling dummies. That's you in violation. You selling dummies on the block. Like, you know, and even with like people who are quote unquote pimping. And first of all, you got young girls who are underage.
Answer the phone.
But when there's no consequence,
I'm saying
the motherfuckers just do whatever.
That's a violation too. If you say I'm a pimp and I'm a master manipulator, but you're doing it to
your own
a little girl. She can't even defend herself. You live on Outlaw Radio. What's going on? Go ahead. Who this? I got you now. What you say?
Hey, what up, girl?
Hey,
what's up, man?
I've been watching a little bit of y'all, man. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, man. And go ahead, brother.
Spread the word, brother. Spread the word.
Well, no, if you got your phone up, you just got to turn it down and you won't get the echo.
I'm sitting on my damn Bluetooth because I don't want people in my business. But anyway, man.
Hey.
Because I was just thinking about that little situation we was talking about, man, we can have all these leaders, man. I watched the situation. I don't know if y'all listen to Dr. Umar.
Sometimes.
I don't know if it's just the way he comes across, but I watched the interview with him and really, I don't know if it's just everybody's too busy trying to be the leader, but not understanding that we got the same agenda. You know what I mean?
Right.
What we're doing in his personal life. I know he opened up a school.
Who we talking about?
Umar.
Okay.
Did he open a school?
Well, now the thing with Umar is this. Umar collected money to open a school, and up to this point, finally he has actually purchased a building. But it's been about 10 years, in which I believe at one point he had received over $250,000, and they hadn't even broken ground on the school. Now I will say this: during my time as a parent, Umar's the whole thing. I'm not gonna go into all of, because his business is how he does it. But I know that I went to him and said, "Hey, brother, you do podcasts?" Because I was podcasting then. He's like, "Yeah, man." I said, "Well, man, give me your number. I'll call you. You call in on my show. It'd be great." He was like, "Yeah, brother." I've from him since, right? So maybe he forgot. I know it's a small cat in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's all good. But I'm saying after that, I was kind of off Umar. And then he had these issues with, people don't even understand this. Umar claims to have lineage based all the way back to
Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass. Yeah. And so that was one point of contention. And then there was another one where he had the young stripper chick, which I ain't never mad at, because here we go again with the rules of engagement and Guy Code, which I don't speak on another man's involvement with a female. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But it was kind of a bad look for him because, you know, the nature of how it wasn't me.
So if you go to a strip club, you don't love black women?
Well, we do talk about it all the time. Where's the Hotep strippers at? We want the righteous, man.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I have met a couple conscious women or spiritual women that did strip.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
I
had the
met
twerker who wanted to come on here, but it was just a workout for her.
Man,
Oh, really, Kevin? This your show?
Well, she wasn't finna be twerking.
Well,
on the
here's-
show.
here's-
I thought she was gonna give a demo. Or something.
I still think that we should investigate that.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, you're doing your thing, bro.
What y'all doing? I like what y'all doing and the message that y'all sending out. But sometimes, you know, when the people hear something, you can be saying the right thing, man. You can be saying the right. You can be giving the right information. Just because of the way you carry yourself, they receive it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. I totally agree.
I mean, a lot of us struggle with the flesh, man, and
Everybody ain't ready for all the information.
to be leaders, that's when we need humanitarian, we need wisdom, humbleness. That's when we need to teach these young cats, man.
Hey.
What is economics?
Yeah, everybody can't be king. Some of us meant to be king makers. And the king maker is just as important as the king.
5 years, and I've seen us slack in so many ways, and it was all because of a lack of knowledge. They didn't want us to know.
Okay.
They made sure we didn't.
And I look at some of the things that's going on, especially in the cities, like the gentrification and stuff like that, man. I'm talking to all these brothers and brothers, you know, hey, man, I was just telling that value's gonna go up.
A la Marshawn Lynch, what he doing over in Oakland, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
And so,
and where you at now? You still in Milwaukee?
nah, man, I'm in Oregon, man. I've been everywhere.
Oh, I know, cause
Yeah, you know what, too?
I've been everywhere.
I went to middle school with this cat.
Man, we grew up next door to each other,
Really?
man. We cousins.
Oh, we went to
man.
middle school, and then you know what's
Because-
funny is during that whole college football thing, we kind of ran across each other in a random bar, like in South Dakota, or some
Straight
shit,
up.
right? And he's like, Kevin Barnes. I'm like, Anthony Cooley. It was like boom. So yeah, I've been doing that since I was in like what was he? Eighth
You
grade?
hear him? He like, don't tell people I was in South Dakota. What you doing?
No, man. Like he said, he's been everywhere, man. And I'm like, what is you doing up here? Like, no, what you doing
Right.
up
So funny because, you know, I didn't know that was DTO work, that's Georgia work, and I'm like, oh, man.
there? Right.
You say
Wait,
back
wait,
in,
wait,
You
wait.
say back in the day? Like you think he stopped being what day did he stop being a jerk?
Hey, wow.
And my cousin, too,
Hey.
this nigga used to let me get whoopings next door, man. I'm actually honored to know both of you guys, man.
I would have said
Like
you was
Bob.
with me. I was always. He said my mouth been crazy.
I don't even know. I thought you were a good comedian when you grew up, guys.
Well, I'm trying to be, man. We gotta get Netflix to hit me off with a check or something, man.
No, you're right. He funny in a motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
But hey, what's up with you? Do you still talk to George Terry?
Soon, pretty soon. So yeah, man. I still holler at it, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, you gotta give him a shout out from me, man. Hey, the last time I was talking to y'all we were talking last night, but I was thinking about you remember the little light skinned girl that beat Georgia compete for it in little school.
You know we live, man. We live, Ed. Thanks for supporting the show, man.
He finna hang up on you. You better.
Okay.
Well, you call me when I ain't doing the show. We'll talk all night, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna get up off there. I don't want to take up all your time. I don't know if people still trying to call in, but hey, man, I'm gonna tell you something too, man. If you know anybody need houses, man, I do the real estate, I do mortgages. Man, I gotta slide down my number, man.
Send that shit. We'll plug it, man.
I got things with down payment assistance and whatnot, man. So people don't have to have a whole lot of money. It's not as hard as people think it is to buy credit.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Hit me up, man. Inbox me, and you know it's all love.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, man. Hey, y'all take care, man. I'm gonna get my little get my little girl. You take care.
All right, Ed.
Peace, brother.
Peace.
All right. Hey, it is what it is. Like you can't, 414.
The phone call's definitely getting better, right?
231-9982.
9982.
Yeah. I see Shankita White. Shout out my sister. What we were originally talking about, and shout out to Nate Sheed and Millie Queen and my brother Anthony Cooley and whoever else calls before we get out of here. The name of the show was The Rules of Engagement. So, things happen, right? Like it's not if you get in some shit, it's when you get in some shit.
Yeah.
So how you handle yourself, like even just being a leader, like, and one of the things I think everybody referenced here tonight, even my brother Nate Sheed, We talked about, and like now you don't see those leaders who are as selfless. They're not servant leaders.
I don't think a lot of them are fearless.
Some of them, I believe that to be true as well.
Well, we talked earlier about a lot of them be pastor.
Right.
See your books.
Right.
Open up the books. Let me see what that's taking your money and doing what they're supposed to do with it. We'll show you that.
Right.
Somebody who's not and using your shit for their own personal gain, they won't.
Yeah. And my sister Kimberly King brought this book last night.
She did.
Medical Apartheid.
Yeah.
If you gotta go back and watch that show, we talked about this book. It's a great book. It's a great read. I'm adding this to my doctoral. I'm adding this to my dissertation because it has some pertinent information in regards to cognitive functioning.
Bravo.
She also gave me Pregnancy and Do Not Mix. If y'all want copies of either of these books, you can let me know. I'll get the sister to get you some copies. My bad, Nate. Not my bad. Don't mean to mishandle your government, right? But yeah, man. So like I said, this is about to be the beginning of the political season. Another candidate for county supervisor, I think her name is Punima Nath or Nath. I think she's of Indian descent.
Right.
She's running. So we have her book too. And so she's booked for next week. DC's supposed to be here with Ray Rizzi, I think. Okay. I think that's who it is.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I think so. Go back.
But I also want to say,
I know him a little bit from back in the day.
Anybody that's still in office, right? We are the worst under your watch.
Okay.
Right. And so it's my opinion, or come on the show and explain to us why because to this point you did a fucked up job.
Well, we'll give people
and gave yourself a raise for doing a fucked up job. Common Council.
And shout out to Chris Johnson and King has been established here. And like, let's be honest, look at the state of the city over the last 15, 16. This job is not permanent. You still you mistake your constituents as the people who fund your campaign. Your constituents are the ones that you ask for votes.
Not the people you get your money from, which is the corporations.
So I tell you what, the one thing that any politician that comes on here, shout out to Kimberly King, because she brought this.
Yeah.
I know y'all can't see it. It's State Assembly Bill 248, 2019, signed off by some of the Black name brand politicians.
You want our children to have autism. You signed off on vaccines and she don't know shit about.
Well, what they signed off on is they want to strip parents of the right to not have their kids vaccinated. Right. So that's what this bill is. It's supposed to eliminate the ability to waive the immunization requirement for schools.
How can you
child care centers and
take away any kind of rights from Black people?
Because you have some melanated devils. You know what I'm saying? That's in
horrible,
office,
man.
So shout out to Kimberly King for bringing that out.
Last night, man.
Shout out to her, man. They brought some. It was real. They brought it just the important thing is who signed off on it, right?
And wait, because
I'm not gonna tell.
They might not come on the show, right? They might not come because there's some of you.
They know. If they listening to it, they know.
But some of them ain't listening.
What they saying is how the hell they get that bill.
Right. Dude, they pink devils. Shame on you. White people make you mad. Black people break your fucking heart.
So 414-231-9982 is the number. If you got something else you want to say, you want to call in, you want to come chop it up with us. Because he's been up with the camera all night doing his thing. But it's a young brother who you can go right there. This is a young brother.
If you want.
Give me the plug so I can plug him in. Give me the plug so I can plug them in for him.
I want to join y'all now because y'all just talking some shit.
We would deprive you from talking some shit too.
Right. He invited to the cookout.
For sure.
Thank you.
Somebody watch some damn ribs.
Hey.
Who made this potato salad?
Oh shit!
Don't worry about it. Don't panic. There you go. Right. I'm an engineer. I do this shit. So I want to welcome to the show my brother KT Killing. Scoot over so YouTube to see you.
And he be killing them.
Be the cameraman to film them and listen to them firsthand, man. It was dope, man. I like what you got going on, definitely, man.
Well, we appreciate that, man. You had an album. You had I don't have my music set up, but you just released the album. What's the name of the album?
It's called Understand Me.
Okay.
Listen, I'm trying to tell people we even got stars behind.
Unity, the moms. And I try to tell Black people all the time, it ain't Hmong, it's Hmong, the H is silent.
Yes.
And when you were on here before, we talked about the lineage of Hmong people, where they come from, and you had spoken on how Asia treated y'all. So
yes.
Speak to that a little bit.
The Hmong people, we basically was descendants of the Chinese
Okay.
But we had just, it was, years, of course, thousands of years ago, kind of enslaved us. It's kind of like genocide.
Mm-hmm.
They pushed us south of China. So nowadays, present day now, we reside in the hillsides and mountains of about to this country. We didn't get here till we didn't get here till late, like
Right.
1960.
From that region that came to America.
Yes.
But even in this city, like we live on the northwest side. Well, I do, and there's a very, very, very strong Hmong community here. They have their own shopping where they sell their ingredients to their foods,
Yes.
what they eat.
Yes.
They have a school that used to be Morris Middle.
Yes.
It's not a Hmong Leadership Academy. So I see how Hmong people have come together. The spirit of solidarity. Now, I'm not saying that there's not some divisions, because as a social service cat, I once dealt with some Asian Crips and some, and I said, "Y'all, you really?" And he's like, "Yeah,
yeah."
And we ain't all down,
No,
right?"
no,
So I'm
no.
like, "Whoa!"
But
So
I have my run-ins with them too. So
I want to say this, brother. I had the opportunity to go to Minnesota, right, and hang out with in the Hmong community, right.
yes,
And I went to this mall, right. It was like a mall, and first of all the stores in the mall was Hmong, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And 90% of the shoppers in the place, it was self-sufficient. It was y'all supporting yourself. And listen, and I thought that was so dope. Like I thought there was so much that we as a Black community can learn, man. Y'all have it. Again, it was dope, man. And again, to just go into this great massive building and all these different businesses, all of them Hmong, and you look around and the Hmongs is buying so much from that.
Thank you.
how did your community receive your album? Like, did
It
it do well with them?
was it did pretty alright, because I basically just put it on like iTunes, Spotify. Everything's kind of digital now.
Yes, sir.
Versus back then, because the Hmong people, our culture, you can say we're kind of behind on trends and behind on.
They don't do pop
things.
culture.
They do, but not. We came to the States around, like I said, the late '60s, becoming more modernized, more Americanized, so we understand. But the older people, I would say about 32, 33 and up, they're kind of more old school leaning type. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The album, so I kind of universal, address it to everybody.
And I tried to share, especially after you came on in the summer, and we did so.
We did.
It was a great show. But I try to support, because what people don't understand, I'm impressed by the camera work. That's why, if you've seen this brother going back and forth tonight, he's over here helping us do some promo stuff and put together some stuff to kind of push the show. So shout out to you for that. And I'm sure it's going to be some great looks, because you got more than enough footage. And I know you got the good camera. And I can't even afford that bevel that you call it.
We call this the gimbal.
Gimbal. Yeah, the gimbal. I said bevel. I mean gimbal. Yeah, that's a power, man. Let you promote.
For sure.
How do they get the album? It's where?
It's on iTunes, Spotify. You can type in KT Killing Them. It's KT space Killing, KILING space EM.
Okay.
Album is called Understand Me. So all on digital music platforms. So just look it up whenever you got time. You know what I mean? Yeah. YouTube, same thing. All my social media, KT Killing Them.
So get at my man so you can get some paper from that too.
So
like, man, that little Hmong dude that was on the show, he made this video.
And somebody said something earlier in the chat room about us having, variety and
diversity, man.
Diversity, man. Pay attention.
That's real dope.
Pay attention.
Black love. I'm sorry. Black love ain't just for Black people.
It's
love. I know more. Lonnie Love said you got to. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, because you're gonna quote Tank.
I was listening to you guys talk about codes and stuff like that. I'm always like the Black men too. It's real interesting, because I'm pretty sure that every culture, everybody's got their own codes to it. Most people got their own codes. The Black people, white people got their own codes. But from my experience, it's just codes, man. Just like I said, it kind of depends where
it's a code right there. Like we was just talking about how they kicking. You know what I mean? How they kick it, how they stick together. That's a code.
He mentioned the white people's code.
Right.
The white people's code is fuck the Black man at all fucking costs. However long it takes, generations down the line, make sure Black people don't come. That's the white code.
See, look, it's different for me, because me being Asian from the outside, because I have some relatives that live in France too. I have met them once, and when I meet them, they tell me, they're like, yeah, when we come to America, it's kind of like a black and white war going on. You know what I mean? It's like a black and white country.
But the black people don't know we at war. The black people think they're at the playground.
Yeah.
The white people's on a war and a battlefield.
So, me personally, from the outside,
Yeah,
I see the black and white war too. You know?
Yes, sir.
But you know, sometimes I do want to speak up on it, but I feel like it's not my place sometimes to speak about some things. You know what I mean?
Well, some things are appropriate and some ain't. But like we talked about earlier, the monks come from a place where they are enslaved people. You know what I'm saying? So some things you can speak on broadly. You know what I mean?
It's like Asians. It's like, you know what I mean? We the Hmong people. I said the Hmongs, the Cambodians, Laotians. We are more similar, or we more can relate to the black culture because of what we've been through.
Yes, sir.
And the areas that we grew up in. You know what I mean? So versus like, let's say the Chinese, the Koreans, the Japanese who been in the States since the 1800s. So they are more not civilized, more
assimilated.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you talk about wanting to speak on certain things because you didn't feel it was your place, but it's always your place to speak on some bullshit. Yeah. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
That's definitely right there. Like,
now I did want to ask you about this, Dustin, because I follow you on social media, and this is a debate that has been had, especially with rap and the overtly heavy superimposed effect on culture that black people have on rap music.
Right.
The N-word. Okay.
All right.
I see Fat Joe has been called on the carpet. Cardi B has been called on the carpet.
Yes.
Fat Joe has said, well, Puerto Rican people are niggas too. We say nigga,
you
we
disagree?
black too. I'm just asking him the question. I'm going to ask him the question because I've seen some of your social media posts where you have used that word. So,
yes.
And when I seen it, I didn't think, well, KT is racist. Because first of all, I've met you and I know you. Yeah. And I was saying, well, he's identifying and trying to really, speak the language of hip hop, because that's what it is.
Yes.
Or he has some in-depth understanding of this word. So I just want to kind of get your perspective on it.
My perspective in music, I think personally, you should say it in music, because all my music, I don't say the N-word at all.
Okay.
In my music, I only say it sometimes. But I say it when I do say it, I say it around people I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
People that's accepting of it. You know what I mean? I just don't go anywhere dropping N-bombs anywhere.
Right. No doubt.
Because like I said, to me, that's black people stuff. Like, y'all own that.
I like that. That's black people stuff. Yeah. I like that.
That's real too. That's real. I think it also depends on the people a little bit too, if they identify it at that time.
Right.
Because it kind of came to a point where we started using it almost like as a term of endearment almost.
Right. We tried to switch it around.
Yeah. So if another culture, is taking that on, who am I to tell you?
Well, yeah, Latinos say it all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
One of my best friends, who's Nicaraguan, who everybody know, West Side, says it all the time. And I never say, "Oh, you racist," or "Bro, don't say that." But I would ask you this: is that how you all relate? Like when you with your homeboys and all y'all mugs, do you say, "Oh, nigga, you tripping"?
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
okay.
I'm not racist. Man. I'm never.
No. It's not even in that context.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say, but when I do say, I try to relate it to like a male.
To the homies.
A male subject.
Yeah, it's my homie. That's my nigga.
But not only that, it's just what I just said. Like they identify as the same way that we would call each other. They identify the same way.
It's like, and it's like how you put it in dialogue too. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't shut up, nigger.
Yeah. First of all, you're my nigger. Listen, if you say the ER, you out of bounds already. So you can be a black dude and say that shouldn't be out of bounds. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Well, once again, when I talked about Haile Selassie a couple weeks ago, and I said Negas Negas, King of Kings. Right. So you got this word.
It's all about perspective.
You go and look, and you go and research, and you go and dig, and
the reason why, and you say niggas and all that. You know what I mean? It goes back to again like that the Meduna chart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the ancient way of speaking, the ancient way of words, the way they created languages, where it was like a trilateral sequence or something like that, where they use just the 3 consonants.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the vowels are interchangeable. And that's how languages started developing to be different.
And actually, I think like this is relevant because when I talked about rules of engagement, one thing we didn't discuss is what are the rules of engagement when dealing with white people? What are the rules of engagement when dealing with the other side, who we would who we would label the powers that be or whatever. Like one of the rules with white people, one of the unwritten rules should be, as a black man, I don't use that word around them. I don't walk up. I don't even let them know. They never know I said it unless they saw me, interacting with my homeboys, which they're seldom around for. So it's like those rules of engagements. If I got to choose between a white business and an opportunity to spend black, does the rule of engagement state that I need to spend black? Those are like those black codes.
Right.
We were discussing that we know
unwritten code.
We don't actually follow.
It should be unwritten code.
Right. So
as in other cultures.
And I wasn't trying to put you on the spot for that, but I just
cool.
right. So I don't want you like you trying to set me up. No,
it's cool because like I said, I think it's what I've been around too. I grew up in the Northwest side of Milwaukee my whole life. I have friends of many colors and type of people too, but he's like,
and I heard your music, so it was black, right? So it wasn't. It wasn't.
I wasn't dropping no M-bombs.
No. You was.
But to me, that's something. Like I said, black people own it. I think y'all when y'all do hear it, and when y'all speak upon it, when y'all address to somebody else that said, y'all right for that. You know what I mean? And like me, when I was older, when I was younger, I'm gonna lie, I used to say it more often because I used to think it was cool, when I was around trying to.
Right. Well, it made you look right.
You know what I'm saying? But as I got older, I started taking it out of my vocabulary because I realized that I can't like, let's say I'm down south and I drop the M-bomb around, down south.
Right in Georgia on stage.
When it's more like
you in Atlanta.
With segregation and slavery was more heavy back then. Older people would not take that lightly like how they would around, you know what I mean?
So it was the rules of engagement tonight. I'm gonna give people one more chance to call in 414-231-9982. That's 414-231-9982. It's Outlaw Radio. We had some great discussions. Shout out to my brother Nate Sheed. Sheed, right? Shed. Damn. Nate Shed.
Hey, look, he commented again and said, just say shit.
Right. Say it right. No, but shout out to him and Millie Queen and the Panthers in St. Louis. Apparently they're active. St. Louis is active. We did a show called Milwaukee is active. Shout out to the original Black Panthers here.
St. Louis.
Anybody that's out there doing work, shout out to them. I don't care who you are. The Nation of Islam,
do your thing.
The Moors. If you got some solidarity, if you got 5 people and y'all can go somewhere and try to do something to help somebody else, all right with me. I'm not gonna get involved in your bylaws and your codes, and because like my brother said, it's too many different codes, and I never be able to make sense of it. It's like Farrakhan said, we ain't gonna argue about religion. We don't know what the hell it means anyways. We'll argue about that when we get free.
We get free.
Right. So it is what it is, man. Nate Shed said, Urugu knows when they break the white code, a dirt nap will follow. he said it's being held accountable for our people. We don't deal with the treasonous traitors amongst us, and instead put them on a pedestal. If you have a code, there are consistent consequences for any violators. Now, I will say that in regards to that, I hope y'all seen this footage of this battle rapper, this white battle rapper who was battling some brothers, I guess, and he just said fuck it and let it go. And somebody served him a sandwich.
And they let it go.
Right. Socked him in and shit, right?
Yeah.
So
Guess he lost that battle.
Yeah, it got stolen.
Man, you can't do that, man.
And so I thought you was in the People's News Network. Or you probably call it Old People News. It's like, that's some old ass news.
I heard about it, but I'd be meaning to watch the rap battle.
Yeah, they was battle rapping. The white dude let the N-word fly. They get busting his shit.
Now, as a youngster and as an up-and-coming hip-hop artist, I have to ask you before we get out of here, the Eminem album that was just released. In your mind, is Eminem the GOAT?
Man, I heard you say something earlier about, like you say, I believe that Eminem is a good lyricist, like you said, but the material, like you said, is like, for me personally, for me to like somebody's music, it gotta be relatable. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I gotta feel it.
Yes, sir.
Like if you say, all that screaming, yelling stuff about, you know what I mean?
My stepdad here.
Yeah, shit like that. I'm like, oh, okay. You snapping, but it's
bullshit, right?
Like, man, I can't really feel it, so I can't really bump it.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Eminem is always going to be a dope artist, you know what I mean? But I feel like his material, he's, it's just
we have this conversation all the time. And my thing, I want to ask you this more specifically.
Yes.
Eminem, when it comes to battle rap, when he dissing another MC.
Yeah, like you said earlier, I think that's when he the coldest.
That's
because that's where he started at. That's where he like
But
excel at.
who did he diss and win? Like, what beef did he win?
What beef did he lose? What beef did he lose?
I don't
I
think
think
he's had
beef,
one.
the last beef he had was the
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah,
That was white on white crime.
So again,
he went at it with Nick Cannon too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He thinks Nick Cannon won. He thinks Nick Cannon won.
I mean,
he thinks Nick Cannon is a dope lyricist, and he won that battle.
To be honest, man, I listen to like a minute of both. I just like turn that shit on.
I like that. Right. Come on. Like you got somebody. How do you say this? They said they shouting you out. How do you say this? I don't know.
Jean-Paul, yeah, that's my brother-in-law.
Sure, you came in too close to that.
That's my brother-in-law. He's from Sheboygan.
Okay, so
Sheboygan.
Hit like, hit share, hit follow, man. This is what we do on Thursday nights. Saturday night will be another explosive edition of Outlaw Radio.
Yet another level of debauchery.
Right, yeah, and you know the thing with the codes, it kind of because I have a lot more stuff, but you know when it's going, and I don't disrupt it. So if that's what the people are interested in, then that's what we're going to discuss. Shout out to my brother here, KT, and
yes.
I can't wait to see the visuals. Like shout out to Ghetto for the promo that he just did for us, and that was
shout
beautiful.
out, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Ghetto. And he's still rocking with us. That's why he's, helping me get politicians in here as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited to see what this brother's gonna do because I've seen his work. So it's gonna be a good look for us, man. Hey, you got something you want to drop before we go?
No, thank you, brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? I love being here on Thursdays and Saturdays and Wednesdays, and man, you know what I'm saying? We do the thing. We're growing, man. I'm glad I got in on the ground floor because we got great things coming, man.
Bull, what you got? Sell them herbs, boy.
I got Nature's Nature Herbs and Supplements right here. You can find it on Facebook at Nature's Nature Herbs and Supplements, or you could just look me up, Kamar Carter.
Yeah.
I also do personal mixes. Tell me what's the problem. Tell me what your goal is.
Got that elderberry.
Oh yeah, got that elderberry, got that vitality mix, man. We got liver cleanses, we got kidney cleanses, we got sea moss. Right. Sea moss is on deck, y'all. Holla at me. 414-949-2122.
And you got the boomerang.
What version of the sea moss you got? I'm sorry, before you get to that boomerang.
Right now, I got powdered sea moss in capsules that I put in capsules.
Yes, sir.
But I believe next week I have the raw sea moss on deck.
Please, I'm looking for the raw.
What's the eye boomerang? Because you got.
Oh yeah, we also got our boomerang going on Sunday. I got a good party. That's the acronyms for good is get out of debt. I own a travel company, or I guess I could say it's a technology company.
Yeah, all
right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more than just travel where you can make money.
Yeah.
If you're interested, come on down. Look on my page. I can't think of the address right now, but yeah, check my page. The address is on there. You'll see a flyer with me and brother Arkeem. Check it out, man. Come on down, hang out with us.
KT, how you get that album? Go ahead, brother.
Millie Queen, I got the elderberry syrup. It's $12 a bottle, $12 for 4 ounces. I ship very fast.
Hey.
If you want it, inbox me or something, and we get it together, and it'll be in the mail in the morning.
Yeah. How they get that album, KT?
You just go on any digital platform, music platform, Amazon Music, Tidal, Spotify, iTunes. Just type in KT Killing Them, Understand Me. Mixtape. Album. Album, not mixtape. Album. Type of KT Killing, it's gonna pop up.
Yeah, and be on the lookout because I put the visuals up. I've shared several links to his work.
Been rocking with this dude for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, brother, so much, man.
Because we roll with Dante.
Sure, yeah.
Hey man, I guess we come to the end of this ride. If ain't nobody got nothing else to say, the countdown is going. People saying they need to cleanse. Bull can see your comments. He's gonna respond in kind. I don't got no detox. I would just say hold on like a hubcap in the fast lane and tune in Saturday night. And hopefully DC will be here. We can start our political agenda.
Hey,
2020. I wanted to wait. I didn't want it to go too early.
I think you got my number, man. Just call me.
I didn't want to go.
Or inbox me, however you want to do, whatever.
I didn't want to go too early in the election cycle because I know people will forget. So we got primaries coming up in February. So this is going to be prime time for politicians to come, and they know Outlaw Radio has a following, and they know that the underground speaks, and it's unfiltered, and we're unbossed and unbothered.
If you want to talk to black people, come see us.
Yeah, so make sure y'all tune in. And then I like I said, I hope DC is here. I think we confirmed. So it's gonna be a good thing. Saturday, we won't be on tomorrow night, but Saturday we'll be back. It's like I tell people, man, don't get caught up in what people keep telling you about you.
Hey,
Get to know yourself. There is a such thing as knowledge of self. Because The one realization that you have to come to understand is you may have done the things they said you did, but you're not who they say you are.
Hey,
I see you Saturday night.
Wakanda forever.
peace. Great show, fellas.
That was nice, man. That was real dope.
Great show,
Oh, yeah,
fellas.
Tammy was right away. She put the address in there.
That's what's up.
For,
All right, let
for
me
the
get some
good
more
part.
shots of y'all. I was trying to get some back shots of y'all.
It's all
But
good.
no, show's over. I can just act like I still talking.
For sure.
All right.
Get some
Just
more
put this
B
back
rolls.
on, man.